Welcome to YOUCANIC. In this video we're going to show you how to safely disconnect the battery if you're not going to use the car for a long time or if you're going on vacation. So I'm going to demonstrate on this Dodge Grand Caravan, but I'll share with you some tips that will apply to all makes and models. So what you're going to do is open the driver's door, make sure all your windows are closed, and then you come here. All cars are going to have a hood release right down here. Sometimes it's further down on the bottom, on the side here, further down here. So you're going to open that hood, come to the front of the car, and then you'll slide your hand usually under here to release the hood. Some cars have it to the side here, like Volvos and Jaguars and things like that. But figure out how to open the hood, and then you locate the battery. In this case, it's right here. You want to disconnect the negative battery terminal, and the negative, the way you verify it, well, it's going to have a little negative sign right there. The positive is easier to identify because a lot of times it's going to have red. You'll have a red cap, you'll have a plus right here. So that's not what you want to disconnect. What you want to disconnect is this guy right here. A lot of times you can trace this wire, it goes right to the frame, and that's the one that you disconnect. You don't disconnect the positive. There's no need. You loosen up, you take a 10mm wrench, it could be a socket. Okay, you loosen that, you don't need to remove it. Sometimes the bolt is on the side, but most of the time it's going to be a 10mm. You take that and you take this off. Okay, so now the battery is disconnected. Usually now this battery is still going to lose a little bit of voltage or charge over time, but if you can leave this battery sitting here for 2, 3, up to 4 months and not even need a charge, just reconnect the negative and then the car will be fine. When you reconnect it, you might have a couple of issues, but they're very easy to take care of. First, the alarm might go off, but just put the key, press unlock on the key. If that doesn't work, put the key in the ignition, start the car, and the alarm should turn off. Another thing you're going to notice when you reconnect that, you're going to notice that your ABS traction control light and a few other lights might be on, but don't worry about it. What you need to do is start the engine and then turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and do that a couple of times. Maybe drive for like 2 minutes, and that will reset. What it does, it resets the steering angle sensor because it loses that setting when you disconnect the battery. And then one other thing that you need to do is usually the windows, the one touch feature will stop working on most cars when you disconnect the battery, but that's very easy to reset. Press the switch down for the windows, move the window all the way down, hold it there for like 3 seconds, move the window all the way up, keep holding the switch for another 3 seconds once you hit that top, and then repeat that procedure a couple of times. You might have to do that with the sunroof as well, but once you do that, everything is pretty much reset. There's not a whole lot anything else that you need to reset. One last thing though, you also need to lock the car. So what you want to do is you can come through here, open the door, push the security locks over there, locks the doors on that side. On the driver's side, you can't, on some models you can't push this down if the door is open. So what you would do, on this model you can, but what you do is, of course you can lock the car and then use the metal key to lock it, the emergency key. But if you don't have that, open the rear door, lock the driver's door like from the inside, and then usually the rear doors, you can just lock them and shut them close. So make sure you have the key outside, don't leave the key inside the car. But that's it. That's how you can safely disconnect the battery if you go on vacation, letting the car parked for a couple months, 2 or 3 months. If you do leave the car parked more than like 4 or 5 months, or you come back and then the battery's weak, it didn't hold the charge, that you need a jump starter. But at least you're not going to have a battery that's completely depleted. The problem is that if you leave a battery that's discharged and you leave it depleted for a long time, you completely damage that battery. Versus in this case, even if you have a battery that's a little bit discharged and then you come back 4 months and maybe it needs a jump, but at least that battery is not permanently damaged. If you did leave it connected, the battery might die in like 2-3 weeks or maybe a month, and then it'll be completely discharged, sitting for a few more months, and at that point you'll have to replace it. In this scenario, you might just need a jump, but that's it. Thank you for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.